Hello. We already have a few people on. Good morning, Hannah. Good morning, Jennifer. It says we have 3, but I'm not sure who else we've got on the live. Bear with me while I figure out my lighting situation. Oh, that's my phone. Let me turn that off. How's everyone doing this morning? Happy Powersheets launch day. I am so excited. This is my favorite part of the planning season when Powersheets launches their collection for the new year. And the collection goes live in about an hour at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. And so I've done this a few times in the past. I've gone live and shown you what I got from the collection and just kind of talked through some of what the Powersheets collection has to offer for the year. And so if you see me referring over here to my right, I have my other monitor in front of me and I've got the website up. So let me pull that up so I have it ready. And you can, if you would like to, oh, I'm so glad you're doing well, Hannah. Good. If you'd like to, there is a lookbook that they have on their website if you want to take a look at all of the different products. Feel free to do that. But I'm just going to go ahead and get started and talk about Powersheets. So I actually don't have all of my Powersheets on me at the moment. I wish I did, because I wish I had thought this through ahead of time to show you guys all the Powersheets I've had through the years, because it's been several years and I don't remember how long I've been using them. I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 2025 might be my 6th year. I've had blue, 2 prints, the purple. This is either my 5th or 6th year. I can't remember. This year, I have this beautiful cover, this beautiful solid color. And next year, I'm going the opposite direction. I'm going with a print, and I'm really excited to show you guys that if you haven't seen it yet. But this is what I've been using this year, and I love it. And then a couple of weeks ago, about a month or so ago, I bought the season by season weekly planner to try it out as a work planner. I needed to pivot and try something different, and so I decided to use the season by season as my work planner. And because I bought it so incredibly late in the year, there are only like 4 months left in a year for me to use. At the time I purchased it, about 4 months left. It was deeply discounted, and so I thought it was worth it just to try it out for a partial year. And so far, so good. I tell you that because that informed my choices for this year. So without further ado, I'm just going to jump into this. I went with their blooms cover this year. This is the box. And you all, it is gorgeous. It is so gorgeous. There are 5 cover options to choose from. And I'm not even going to lie to you. I have opened it already. I was going to film an unboxing, and it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So I had put it back in the box just in case. But that's not even a thing anymore. So put the box down. Here is what I chose, and the color's not coming in right because, hold please. Let's see if this will work. Morning light in my office is not the best. I don't know. It's a little washed out. Anyway, I got the blooms cover. And good morning, Mandy. And you all, it is... this lighting is not doing it justice, but it is gorgeous. This year they have 5 colors available, and they are as follows. There are 3 solids and 2 prints. The solids are azalea, is so pretty, Jennifer. Azalea, which is a bright, bold pink. So the pink kind of from here, from this flower. And then you have aloe, which is a lovely light green. It's not quite minty, more like sage-ish, but light. And then verbena, which is this beautiful, like a lavender So this year's purple is deep. Next year's purple is going to be like the lighter. I can't do this; it's backwards. Like the lighter purple shade. So those are your 3 solids, and then your 2 prints are, of course, the blooms. And this year their colors are kind of on the what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? They're richer in tone, not richer. What is this? Deeper in tone. That's still not the word I want. I'm going for emerald, but not emerald because that's an actual color. I can't think of the word. Anyway, not royal. Anyway, it's a different look this year as far as the tones, the tonal quality of the colors. So you have the blooms, and then we have the petal confetti, which I will be able to show you here in just a moment. Because it's on the inner pocket of the other one that I chose. You've never heard of Powersheets. Let me tell you, if you've never heard of Powersheets and you are jewel tone, thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you. I was like, what is that word? It's jewel tone. It's exactly right. You never heard of Powersheets either, just spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are incredibly useful for what they do, but Powersheets is, if you're new to this whole concept, Powersheets is a goal planner. It's launching, their 2025 collection is launching today in about 53 minutes at 10 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. And I try to go live on launch day to kind of talk about Powersheets and why they might be a tool that you would like to use. So let me show you how they work. So this is this year's Powersheets. At the beginning of the year, I don't want to show my stuff, my writings, but at the beginning of the year, you have what's called prep work. Yes, you need Powersheets to change your life. That's right. You have what's called prep work, and they help you to evaluate and narrow down what is most important to you, what your priorities are. This is a very simplified version of kind of the exercises you go through, but you pick your goals based on what is most important, based on what you want your life to look like, meaning at the end of your life, what will you have wanted to prioritize, and what would you have wanted to work on? What would you have wanted to spend your time on? That kind of thing. And so after you pick your goals, then the goal planner helps you to, it is early in the morning, you guys. My brain just stopped. It helps you to work on them throughout the year, basically. And so you have a couple of tools each month. So this is June. I don't fill all of my pages out every single month. So actually, let me give you a blank month altogether. So here's November. You have what's called a monthly reset, and you list out this information as you're looking forward to your good morning budgeting mama, as you look forward to your remind me your given name. I should know this, and it's not coming to me. I apologize. You fill in your information for the month as you're looking forward to it. You use this in conjunction with your regular planner. So where's my regular planner? Give me a second. I literally just had it. Okay. This is not my big one, but let's just say this is your regular planner. And you have your calendar and your weekly spread. Irene, thank you. Thank you, Irene. You have all of your regular planning stuff, but this helps you to prioritize overall goals. Okay. And so then you have a month on 2-page spread. If you can use this for anything you want. People use it for all different kinds of things. I'm sorry, you guys, my lighting is not that great. I think I'm going to turn on the overhead light again. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. Thank you. Big picture while living the day-to-day. This is your tending list. This is like the main piece of Powersheets. You have monthly action items, weekly action items, and then daily habits that you can track. And you can track your progress. I'm so sorry. You can track your progress. You can mark weekly progress throughout the month, and you can mark your daily progress throughout the month. So again, this is November. You can write encouraging words up here, and then your priority for the month. So whatever one thing or theme you are needing to focus on for that month, you can write it there. And I forgot to show you this. So this is your attending list on the side. Before you get to your attending list, you can write down and sort of map out and process which goals you want to work on that month, and write down a little task list, kind of break it down so that you know what you're shooting for and how to get it done. Sometimes we will set a goal for ourselves and we'll say, for instance, and this is so common to say this, but it's for real. Let's say you want to lose 20 pounds, right? Just saying, I want to lose 20 pounds isn't enough. You have to then break that goal down and say, how am I going to lose 20 pounds? Do I need to work out more? Do I need to get more sleep? Do I need to change my diet? Probably. And in which way do I need to change it? I'm going to eat more of, I'm going to eat less of. I'm going to do this much cardio, or I'm going to take a walk on these days, or get these many steps, or whatever. You need to break it down so that you know exactly what you're shooting for. So it's not this sort of nebulous idea that has no foundation or grounding. So Powersheets helps you to tackle all of those things. And I have a couple of videos on my channel, I think, where I go through, it's been a while, where I go through setting up my Powersheets and that kind of thing. So if you're interested, you can check those out. Also, just so you know, there is a link below this video if you want to shop the new collection at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock Eastern, that's what they have on their website. 10 o'clock Eastern, it's 9 o'clock for me in Central. So this is the new one for the year. This is the one I'm using currently this year. This is my pick for next year, one of the prints. Now, and if you have more questions, please feel free to post them in the chat. I'd be happy to answer as much as I can. The other thing that I really love about Powersheets is the fact that the tool keeps getting better and better. Pardon me, because the team over at Cultivate What Matters is really good at listening to their customers and making tweaks based on actual user experience. So that's really, really nice. They seem like very, very sweet people. They are very sweet people, and they care about their customers, and they care about your progress and your success. Now I'm going to show you, so that was my Powersheets. Now I'm going to show you the other products that I got. I only got 3 products this year. I may get something else today. I'm not 100% sure. It basically helps you keep track of your life. Yeah, and you can use it in any area of your life to track any kind of progress that you find most important. Because here's the thing. When it comes to goals and tracking and progress and being able to do the things you want to do, oftentimes we live more reactionary than proactively. Reactively, not proactively. And so I shouldn't say a lot of times, we what am I trying to say? Instead of getting in front of things or being in control of the things that we need to be in control of, we potentially will find ourselves in situations where we're just reacting to problems and just solving problems all the time. I didn't say that the way I wanted to. I'm so sorry. Let me rephrase that. Ads. Yeah, okay. So let me address that really quick. Usually on the Monday morning show, I do not monetize those videos. Now, as a creator, I absolutely could, but I can't. Because I shouldn't say I can't. I could, but because we read from a couple of so resources and things, I don't want to get into any trouble with like copyright and stuff like that. So I just don't monetize the videos. From a business sense, I should, but I don't, because I don't want there to be any I don't want to infringe on anything, and I don't want there to be any boundaries isn't quite the right word that I want to use, but I want to be able to do what I want to do on the Monday morning show. Let me just put it that way. With this, because I'm an affiliate of Cultivate, this helps my business. And so, yes, I did put ads. I did monetize this video. That's how content creators support their work. And so I'm so sorry. I know it's inconvenient, but that's what I do. And I don't do it all the time, but this time I decided to. And yeah, so it helps me out a lot. So bear with me. I appreciate it. Okay, so this is the season by season weekly planner. They have 2 other planners besides Powersheets. It helps you live out your purpose. Exactly. They have 2 other planners besides Powersheets. They have the season by season and the fresh start. And both of them come in a weekly or a daily edition. And the fresh start I've used in the weekly edition. It's really, really nice. And basically the fresh start is a 90-day planner. So you use it every season by season. So the fresh start is a 90-day planner. It has some of the Powersheet elements to it. So you have like a attending list in there and so forth. And some of the prep work is in there. And you would get one for every quarter, basically. If you're using it with the calendar year, so you'd have one for every quarter, and it has a weekly spread, and it has, let's see what else, Powersheet. It has the attending list, and then the weekly spread, and then a month on 2 pages. And it's a really nice setup. It's a really great option if that's something that you would benefit from. And then they have the daily version, which is the same thing. It just has a daily spread rather than the weekly spreads. And it runs for 90 days. Then they have the season by season, and this runs for the entire year. They have a daily version and they have a weekly version. And I got the weekly version. And like I mentioned before, I'm using this 2024 one currently just so I can play around with it. And I really, really like it. I wanted to see if it was something that I would use next year. And again, because I got it super late in the year, it was deeply discounted because it's dated. And so they can't sell it next year. So deeply discounted. Let me show you this is the Petal Confetti. It's on the inside of the season by season solid cover. I forgot what this is called, but it's on the inside cover. And this is the other print that the Powersheets comes in. So Powersheets comes in this print and this print. Okay. I want to show you that. What do I like about it? What do I like about season by season? Well, good question. Let me first tell you what I'm using it for, and then I can tell you what I like about it. So I decided that I needed to change it up for my work planner. So as a content creator, I have to keep track of a content schedule, like posting schedule, publishing schedule, whatever you want to call that, meetings, times where I have to be, where my presence isn't necessary. I need to be in a meeting, a coaching call, a Zoom call, the Monday morning show, those kinds of things. So work appointments, basically. Also work project management. I've still kind of struggled with that. Like, how do I have tools, but they're kind of not spread out, but they're in different places. And I wanted to see how much I can fit into one space, but I didn't want it in my general planner because I don't need to carry that information with me everywhere. So it's been a little bit of a dance trying to figure out where I want things. And for those of you who've been following me for a while, you know that I've gone through planners. not a lot of some. I haven't tried out as many as some may have, but I've gone through some planners. And I'm getting a phone call. This person has called twice, but I can't. Anyway, I'll get back to her in a minute. So what I like about this planner is that it has, I don't mean to be long-winded. I'm sorry. Brevity is not my spiritual gift. I apologize. Okay, so what you have for each month, you have a week on 2-page spread. Okay, week on 2-page spread. Month on 2-page spread. I apologize. All right, and it's nice and big, so I can fit a lot of content information, and scheduling information. Okay, so nice big boxes in the month. Now they have updated this, and I'll show you in a second. But basically, this is kind of like a dashboard setup, which I really like. So if you're familiar with like the Happy Planner dashboard layout, this is what it made me think of. It's not quite the same, but it made me think of this. So you have on one side, you have a lined like to-do list, and then this is dot grid. Okay. And on this side, you have some areas where you can fill in specific information. What's ahead? This would be like your projects and appointments and whatnot, deadlines, events, goals to focus on, habits to tend. So you have a little habit tracker in there. Whoops. Little habit tracker in there. And then what matters most this week. Now, all of this is in the new edition. However, they just rearranged it a little bit. And I kind of like the way it looks now better than this one even. So I'll show you that here in a second. But actually, let's just do that now since we're on the topic. You use the Happy Planner dashboard. I've got this little icon that's blocking part of the chat, and it's hard for me to read it. I'm so sorry. One second. But okay. But season by season is missing the day of the week overview. Yes. So the day of the week overview. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, it doesn't. Hold on. You could kind of create it if you wanted to. You could create it on that blank side. So let me show you what it looks like now. That's a good point. So here's your month on 2-page spread, basic. The thing they changed here is instead of lines, they give you dot grid, and it's not titled. So whereas this year's says to do at the top, which is totally fine. Oh, it doesn't say to do at the top. I'm sorry. I thought it did. Whereas this one has, where are we? This way. This is so wrong. I can't do this right. So this one has lines and this one has dot. And I like the dot grid better because it's more flexible, right? You're not confined to the lines. So I'm sorry if you can't see that because my lighting stinks. All right, so here's the weekly refresh. So before, everything was just kind of lined, kind of like on top of each other. So this has boxes and it's configured a little bit differently. You have more space for habits. They've added gratitude. I can't see. They've added gratitude here. And then your what's ahead. There's more space for what's ahead. And then goals. And then what matters most is at the top. Can you make your own Powersheets? Technically, anybody could make whatever layout they wanted to if you use, this is going to sound really stupid. I don't mean, this is a legitimate question and the answer is going to sound stupid. I'm so sorry. You can make whatever you want on any kind of blank paper. Powersheets obviously is a branded like trademark name, so you'd have to call it something else. But if you want, you can make anything you want. I'll just put it that way. You can make anything you want. But I'll tell you what's really nice is that it's all done for you. And when you find a tool that's done so well and done for you and just really pretty to use, then it's more convenient. I'll put it that way. But yeah, anybody can make anything they want, but then you run into, and I don't know how you're asking this, Mandy. I'm so sorry. I don't know the tone that you're asking this, or a chat is only going to give me so much information as to your question. So I hope I'm answering this in the same spirit that you're asking it. But yeah, you can create your own layout on paper. You couldn't sell it as Powersheets, obviously. But yeah. So here's your week on 2-page spread. Right? And at the top, they did something a little different this time too. So before, this is this year's, before, it went from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. Okay. Monday through Sunday, excuse me. This year, it is 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. And at the top, they used some of that page real estate, some of that space to give you a little place where you can write down something for the day, whether it's a priority or a reminder or the biggest item on the list or whatever you want to. Powersheets are research based, so it makes it a lot easier than trying to create yourself. Exactly. They've already done the work over several years. What are we at? 13 years now. So over a decade. Do I have stuff on my sweatshirt? I do. That's lovely. Anyway, there, real moment there. So yeah, it makes it easier because they've already done the work, and all you have to do is dive in, which is really nice. And Mandy, to your point about not filling stuff in, it happens to me all the time. It happens to me all the time where sometimes I'll skip months. I didn't even fill in my power sheet for my tending list for September. I didn't because I was really busy. I knew what I needed to get done. I had a couple few really important things to get done. I didn't even fill in my power sheets for September. I wish I had, but I didn't. And guess what's going to happen? When October hits, I'll fill it in. So sometimes it happens, and that's okay. The point when you have tools like this, and this doesn't just apply for power sheets. What? Something fell back there. Anyway, that doesn't just apply for power sheets. It applies for everything. We're not going to do anything perfectly. And I know that if you have decision fatigue or analysis paralysis or the fear of missing out or any of those things, you think that, man, I have to do it perfectly or I can't do it at all, then that's going to stifle you. It's going to preclude you from doing good work and even progressing, making progress in getting better at something. Everybody has to start somewhere. And so you just have to bite the bullet and jump in, to mix my metaphors. You're afraid of writing books, especially my Bible. Yeah, I mean, and that is also a legitimate concern as well. A lot of people, I think, have that feeling like they're going to mess up, therefore not doing anything at all. But it's okay if it's yours. You can get messy in it. And yes, Jacqueline is exactly right. Cultivate What Matters and Power Sheets help. It helped her. I'm sorry. She says help you. She's speaking generally. I'm sorry, Jacqueline. I don't mean to speak to an experience that you did not speak of. They can help you get messy and get comfortable with being messy. I own all of the books behind me. Therefore, if I want to, I can write in them. And I write in my books. And I didn't used to. I used to think, oh my goodness, why would you write in a book? Now it helps me to actively read. I pay more attention if I'm underlining things or I'm jotting things in the margin and so forth. So writing things down actually helps engage our brains to pay better attention to whatever we're reading or thinking about and so forth. So it really, really, really helps to write things down. We pay attention to what we write down to. Well, okay. It also helps with grammar and sentence structure that sometimes doesn't come to your aid on the fly. But anyway, writing things down, we pay more attention to the things that we write down. We're also more apt to follow through on the goals. Thank you. We're also apt to follow through on the goals that we write down. And this act of writing things down month by month, week by week, even season by season, will also help to keep you on track, focused, and more intentional with your progress. Is that how Power Sheets works then? It helps. I just said a lot of things. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to guess what you're asking about specifically. Power Sheets helps you to keep track, to stay on track with your goals, to name your priorities, to name what matters most to you, and then to stay on track with it. It's not a perfection game. It's never going to be a perfection game. We're human. We can't do anything perfectly. So it is a tool that helps you make little by little progress. I'm using their language. Little by little progress so that you can get closer and closer to the thing that you want to get done. And some things you're going to knock out of the park, and other things you're going to fail at. I have failed at a lot of things, even though I kept track of it. For various reasons. Either I wasn't ready for it, it wasn't the right time in life, I decided that something else was more important. There are various reasons that something doesn't work out the way you want it to, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're a failure. You can fail at something. Something could break down right in the middle, and it doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means that it didn't work out, right? Or that you needed more practice, or you didn't consider all the variables. There are a lot of reasons. It doesn't make you a failure. Okay, let me show you real quick. In between each quarter in season by season, you have some review material so that you can look back at the last 90 days, excuse me. And then you can set yourself up for the upcoming 90 days. So this was after the first quarter, and this is getting you into the second quarter. Plant good goals. And you're supposed to use this alongside your power sheets. So these two work really well together. And what you could also do, let's say that for whatever reason you wanted to try out the fresh start, you could do a fresh start weekly and then a season by season daily, or a season by season weekly and a fresh start daily. You can mix and match them. If you use fresh start, you might not need a full year power sheets. It's up to you. You can mix and match them. So I highly just encourage you to check out the link so you can see the lookbook. Can I pin this? I'm not very savvy with this. I think I can. Pin message. All right, so there's a message pinned. There you go, at the top of the chat. And you can check out the lookbook before everything goes live. And if you want to shop, you don't have to do this, but it would help both you and me. If you want to use the link, my link, it's cultivatewhatmatters.com/Alyssa Nalani. I think it's in the description box of this video. And then you use the coupon code Alyssa Nalani. You should be able to get 10% off of your entire order. So if you're going to make a purchase anyway, why not get 10% off? Now, this doesn't work with any other deals. So I cannot say for sure, and I should have asked this ahead of time. I did not. But there are some bundles that are available when you shop the collection. And I don't know if that counts as a discount already. So just keep that in mind. I'm not going to hang my hat on that. If you do a bundle, can you do the 10% off? I think you can, but just to cover myself, because I'm not 100% sure. Just try it out. Okay. That's basically what I meant. What you said. Okay, awesome, good. You end up seeing greater progress and helps you realize where you may need to pivot in order to keep balance. Exactly. That's the other thing. I'm glad you said that, man, Jacqueline. And I'm going to go show you guys power sheets here in a second. I'm glad you said that, because sometimes the problem is not, I failed and I'm a failure, or that didn't work out and I didn't do it right. Sometimes you just need to pivot. So if you set a goal for, I'm going to use weight loss again because it's the easiest. Let's say you set a goal to lose 20 pounds and you decided that you were going to do so much exercise. This metaphor is going to fall apart here in just a second because I'm not thinking as quickly on my feet as I want. But let's say that you wanted to do this kind of exercise and eat this kind of diet and drink this amount of water and so forth and get this much sleep. Because you assume, you foresee that your life is going to, that the current season that you're in life is going to be this kind of situation. Like, this is how work is going to be. This is how family is going to be. I'm using very broad brush strokes, right? So you guys input the details yourselves. So Alyssa Nalani. So it should be, can somebody check for me? Is it in the description box? It should be in the description box. Give me 1 second. Okay. So the code, there's a coupon code, a place for your coupon code when you go to checkout. And you should be able to put Alyssa Nalani, my first and middle name, in for the coupon code. And if you go to Cultivate What Matters, cultivatewhatmatters.com/ Alyssa Nalani. That should get you where you need to go as well. Anyway, so you make your goal based on what you know about the season that you are in life. Well, let's say that season changes. Let's say something big happens at work that changes your schedule or changes your energy levels. Let's say something happens in your family that changes your schedule or your energy levels or your emotions. Let's say that something happens in a relationship. Any number of things can happen in life, right? So with your weight loss goal, you might have to pivot. Maybe I can't, like my goal is to lose 20 pounds. Maybe I can't go for 20 pounds because I don't have legitimately do not have the energy, right? Because of stuff that's going on in life. So maybe I'm going to knock it down to 10 because I could reasonably do this, but I can't do that. Whatever that is, you fill in the blanks, right? That doesn't mean you failed, you pivoted. And when you write things down, you're able to see, okay, here's what I've got going on. This is why it's really great to keep a planner too. You can see, here's what's going on in my schedule. Here's where my time is going. This is why I can handle these things. I cannot handle these things. Sometimes we beat ourselves up because we think, oh man, I'm not getting anything done. If you looked at your time, chances are you are getting things done, but it may not be the things that you wanted. But it doesn't mean you're lazy. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It doesn't mean that, everything is horrible and you just don't do anything at all. I mean, just why am I even trying, right? Being able to look at the progress, at where something might be stagnant, and I'll throw this in there as well. Maybe you are wasting your time with something like social media or whatever it is. You fill in the blanks. When you can see that, Jacqueline, when I throw this kind of stuff in there, it's because I'm talking to myself. And maybe somebody else can relate. But do know that this is for myself first. But yeah, maybe you are wasting your time and you need to straighten it up, right? When you can see it, then you have better tools on hand to be able to change it. But if we're not being intentional about noticing what we're doing and what's happening to us, so what we're actively doing and then what's happening to us, if we can't see that as best as we can, because we can't see everything, but if we can give ourselves as big a picture as possible, then we have better information to make better decisions. That's all that is. And so tools like Powersheets helps us with that. So speaking of which, here are next year's Powersheets. And I was trying to decide if I wanted to do a top down. I've done that before. And I decided to do face-to-face. So when you open your Powersheets, this is not going to be as clean and easy as if this was on my desk, but we're going to try. When you open your Powersheets, here we go. You get a beautiful, you get a beautiful year at a glance calendar. And on the back, it has holidays, which is lovely. You do get one sheet of stickers. Stickers are my love language. They are my planner girl love language. If there's anything I love in the planner world, it's stickers. And you get a little card for your word of the year, which is so nice. So nice. We're coming up on 21 minutes to launch. And then when you open it up, you get to write in your name. And if you do the prep work, which Cultivate hosts like prep work sessions. I forgot how they do this. But anyway, they do live prep work sessions where you can do your prep work with the Cultivate team, which is really, really lovely. I'll have more information on that. I'll probably send it out on an email. If you guys aren't on my email list, then go to my website, alyssanalani.com. Not right now. And you can sign up for my email newsletter. It's going out tomorrow. And then you have some introductory information. Okay, I love the blooms, you guys. These blooms are so pretty. And then, so this is new. They haven't done this before. This is a little roadmap for progress. And notice they're big on reminding us that it's about progress, not perfection. Okay. And so you've got this little roadmap for how to go through the prep work. And so we start off by writing your name on page 1. And then we go through and, writing your name on page 1, uncovering what matters. Okay, that's pages 7 to 27. That's this right here, uncovering what matters. Okay. And then choosing your 2025 goals, breaking down your goals. I feel like this is story time in kindergarten. And then selecting a word of the year, which is what you write here. And then there's a page for it as well. And then you set yourself up for success with your first routines, reset. So you're going to look at your weekly rhythms. That's what this is here. Commit to what matters as you create your tending list for January. And then take your first step with your January on a January goal. And they have this little place to write your first step. This is new. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. So this just kind of gets you through what to expect in your prep work. And then they have this lovely little milestones page. This is also new. They've never done this before. I love this edition. It is a milestones like checklist, kind of like a bingo card too. It kind of looks like a bingo card, but you have check off boxes for each of the tending lists in February, including the quarterly refresh. So, oh mercy. Okay, here we go. So January, February, March, quarterly refresh. June, I'm reading this wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. So it goes like this. And then you go down and then across and then down and across, not left to right, left to right. So 1, 2, 3, quarterly refresh. April, May, June, quarterly refresh. July, August, September, quarterly refresh. October, November, December, and the year is done. So they call it a cultivated year. There's an introduction. Oh yeah. Oh, listen. Let me tell. When I tell you that they will hold your hand, they actually also have something called Goal School that you can join. There is a fee for it because it's a whole thing where you can get monthly, quarterly support and a whole community of cultivators. And you can get your questions asked and you can go through and work through the prompts and whatnot. It's really cool. Then we have a brainstorm page. Okay, you can brainstorm the kinds of things that you think you might want to work on, the things that are important, that kind of thing. What fires you up? I'm just going to go through a few of these prompts. What fires you up? What makes you excited? Learning from the past, so reviewing the past year, what worked, what didn't work, how you learned and grew, and who you're grateful for. And then we're going to get into the evaluation. And I'm actually going to pause here to show you something else. So this is the evaluation spread. And there are 7 prescribed, what do you call this? Categories. There we go. And then 1 that's blank that you can choose. Now, this is where I kind of go off-road just a little bit because you can use these however you want. I go off-road. Instead of 7 to 8 categories, I have 6. I call them the Live Well 6. If you want to learn more about them, you can go on my website. That's just something that I created for myself to sort of condense my categories so I don't have too many. But you don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. And if you want to relabel one of these as something else, you totally can. If you want to move them around so that the colors are different, you can. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever is best for you. Okay. So 7 and then a blank for you to customize it if you'd like. I just go with my 6 and I move right along and you can evaluate. Now, I did say that I wanted to pause, okay, because this year they gave us another lovely little tool, okay? Last year, they came out with the Quick Start Guide, okay, and this is still available on the website, Quick Start Guide. I highly recommend getting it if you really want to dig in. And each of the categories has a space with suggestions on how you can cultivate that area. So here's health and wellness, since I was talking about weight loss earlier. Health and wellness, and it has lots of helpful information for different kinds of goals that you could pursue. These are just ideas, okay? And each of the sections, each of the categories has a section in here. That's the quick start guide to kind of get the ball rolling and give you ideas. That's exactly right. Thank you, Jacqueline, for clarifying that. You don't have to do Goal School. Everything that you need is built into the Powersheet. So you could just use the Powersheets for support. Absolutely. And it's kind of like a guided journal. Yeah, but better. You're exactly right. Okay, so this was out last year, and you can still get it. What they came out with this year as a part of the 2025 collection is the Cultivated Life Evaluation Guide. Okay, so for each area of life, they've given you specific ways to track your progress. So I'm going to go back to health and wellness. Okay, so here's health and wellness again. And for each month, and every quarter has a page. And for each month, you can track very specific things. Okay, and you choose what you want to track. You choose what you want to track. So that was the first quarter. And then here's second and third quarter. Sorry, I'm always off. And then here's the fourth quarter. Okay. And then you go on to the next one. This is home and spaces. And so throughout the year, you can evaluate how you've been doing in each of the areas based on what applies to you. Everything may not apply to you, but you pick the stuff that does apply to you, that you are shooting for, that you are trying to make progress on, and then you can mark it and track it as you go. So this is a really great addition. It piqued my interest too. I'm on a really tight budget this year, but I knew I wanted my Powersheets, obviously, and then I knew I wanted a season by season, and then this was the only accessory that I grabbed. I might do a little bit more, but I'm not 100% sure yet. This is tending tape that I've been collecting over the past couple of years. I don't need more tending tape. Repeat after me, Alyssa doesn't need more tending tape. And that's just cultivate what matters tape. I have loads of washi, just like generic other branded washi that I could use. I do not need more tending tape. Okay. The only other thing I might get is stickers, because like I said, it's my love language and I'm very liberal when it comes to the sticker buying. Again, if the pocketbook can handle it. Okay, next we talk about mindset. So sometimes we have limiting ideas, limiting mindset. I can't do because, or this is not going to work for me because, negative mindset, we need to kick it to the curb and reframe some of what we think. Let's see. So for instance, they give examples like, I'm bad with my money is a negative mindset that can turn into, I'm learning to manage my money, right? If you're not good at something now, that doesn't mean you're never going to be good at it. If something is a struggle now, doesn't mean it's always going to be a struggle, right? That's what the enemy wants us to believe. Okay. Naming what matters. Okay. This is a really core piece of the Powersheets prep work, is thinking about, at the end of your life, many, many years from now, what, God willing, what will have mattered, what won't have mattered. You know what won't have mattered for me? How many followers I had on Instagram? Not going to matter. You know what won't have mattered for me? How many seasons of a show I watched, or how many times I played a game on my phone. Those things will not have mattered. Period. Right? So what will have mattered, what won't have mattered. And then based on that, what you want to say yes to and what you want to say no to. Okay. And then there is a lovely little fill in the blank page called My Most Purposeful Year. I love this. Imagine it's the end of 2025. You're going to imagine what you will have accomplished, what your year would have looked like. And then write it down. So you're going to look back on all the prep work you've done before, and you're going to write down what you want 2025 to look like. And then you start brainstorming your goals. Okay. And all of this, I'm just summarizing some of what's on here. I'm not giving all detailed information, but you're going to brainstorm your goals, right? And just write down, man, in the community category, I want to get X, Y, and Z done. I would love to try this. I would love to pursue that. I'd like to try my hand at that. I don't know how it's going to work, but I would love to try it. You need to start using my journal that you have to sort out. Yes, absolutely. I think journaling is the most underrated productivity tool out there. And I'm not talking about a guided journal. I'm not talking about anything fancy. I'm not talking about a particular method. I'm talking about a piece of paper, pieces of paper bound together to collect your thoughts. We often don't know what's going on up here because we don't examine it. I think sometimes we might need help with that examination process, which is why I think counseling and therapy are good tools, important tools as well. I think everybody needs somebody to help them with objectivity and what's realistic, because sometimes we tell ourselves narratives that just aren't true or helpful, but that's another conversation. But just very like basic brass tacks, I think everybody should journal in some form or fashion. When we see our thoughts, when we see what's going on up here, it might make us think differently about how we're actually showing up in the world. So I think it's important. Okay, bloom where you're planted. We got 9 minutes before launch. And then we start out with your yearly goals for 2025. And it has these little, you can't see them, these little marks. You can't see it, but they're little flag shapes, so that you can put flags, page flags from their sticker books. You don't have to. You can use a marker and color it in with whatever color you want. But it's a little space for these flags. This is one of the sticker books from last year, which you can still get. And they have different colors. Okay. And then this is your action plan for the month of January, where you write out, you start working on, nope, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right. This is your action plan for each of the goals that you set. So here's your list of goals. Here's a list of goals. And then each one of those items, each one of those line items is going to have its own goal action plan. Powersheets differs from a guided journal in many ways, but primarily it's a planner with a guided prompts to help you dive in to determine what matters and how you plan to live it out. Yes. So thank you, Devlin. So a guided journal, journaling is just a good tool to help you think on paper, basically, right? Sometimes when I journal, especially if you do like stream of consciousness journaling where you don't edit yourself, you just write what comes to mind. Sometimes you're surprised, like, oh, I didn't know that thought was there because it was sort of in the background or whatever. That's a good exercise just to kind of see what's going on upstairs, right? When you have a tool like Powersheets that works you through a systematic process of making decisions, of evaluating where you are in life and evaluating the different areas of your life, then it can help you make informed decisions about how you want to proceed and show up in a year or in a season, whatever that is. That's why Powersheets is so wonderful and why I will always recommend it. Okay, so after you have your goal action plans, then you need to pace yourself. So they have a whole section on pacing. And so it has all 4 quarters on a 2-page spread. So you can kind of map out, you can't do everything in January. That's sometimes a very big temptation. It's like, I want to try everything in January. No. Number one, that's not tenable. That's not sustainable. You can't do it. You're going to burn yourself out. You're going to get frustrated. So you can just kind of map out, here's where certain things can go. I did this for this year. I did this for this year. And it's really helped with my anxiety around my plans. Cause I don't have to do everything in 1 quarter. I don't have to do everything in 1 month. I can push it out. It's not necessary right now that I get this done. I can push it out to the second half of the year or to the last quarter of the year or whatever. It's really helpful. And it sounds so elementary. That's elementary. Of course you don't have to do everything right away. But sometimes I would say 99% of the time, it helps to have a page that actually says, hey, spread it out, pace yourself. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves that we can pace it out. Is that a term? Pace it out? Spread it out is what I meant to say. We can just spread out the goals across the year. You don't have to do everything at once. You can't do everything at once. Okay, then you choose your word of the year. They got this beautiful page to write down your word of the year and the reason why you chose it. And then we have a space to write, not write, but like maybe create some kind of vision board. Okay, so here's one that I did a couple years ago. You can do it by hand, like color or, paste in pictures from magazines or whatever. This one I just did it in Canva, and I put it on this little, you can get this. It's a wild card holder. It's a snap in. You can get this and it goes right in. And so I would just move it from month to month so I could see my vision board. And then I pasted one in here too, so I could see it. And then instructions on how to do a tending list, some information on perfection. I think a lot of us suffer from the need to be perfect. It's not necessary. We need progress. And here's your January reset. So it gets you ready for your month. Oh, and they have this. This is new too. They didn't have this before. Not in this way. The Cultivated Life Evaluation Check-in. Okay, so you can rate each area from 1 to 10 and celebrate your progress. Then you have your month on 2-page spread. You can use this for anything you want. I do gratitude in mine because my schedules, my events, my work appointment, all of that kind of stuff lives in my other planner. And so this is for gratitude. But you can track all kinds of things. Some people use them for content calendars, books that they read, all kinds of stuff. And then this is also new. They have a routines reset. We are 3 minutes to launch. A routines reset, morning, evening, and afternoon, or weekend rather, and then a blank box. All kinds of instruction. There's even a QR code. They've never had a QR code inside Powersheets before. This is really cool. And that's for more routines resources, which might be, okay, I'm gonna have a little bit of a walk of shame here because I bought these and I didn't use them this year because I didn't have the bandwidth. That's okay. I will use them next year. This is the routines workbook, which is really cool. I mean, this is chock full of prompts and information. I mean, it's a workbook. They also have one for habits. Okay. And lots of space to write in, to do daily tracking, yearly tracking. Y'all, chef's kiss. The snap-in is really cool. I love it. Mine looks kind of messy because I got something on it here, but I just washi taped it in, okay, or use the tending tape to snap it in, but it's just blank. I have my goals at a glance. This is called a wild card. I'll show you that here in a second. Okay, 2 minutes to launch. 2 minutes to launch. Okay, actually, hold on. Let me change out this link. Pin message. That's where you want to go to shop. That's where you want to go to shop. Oh, mercy. Hold on, guys. Give me just a second. I'm making a mess of my little screen there. Let me make sure this works. Watch me give you a link that doesn't work, because that would be terrible. All right, it should work. Okay. So yeah, they've got really great workbooks. Oh yeah, we were talking about this. So wildcard, snap in, you can move it around as you want. Okay. And then, so you have your routines reset. That's new, which is really lovely. And then you have rhythm ideas. Okay. So you can just map out what you want your week to look like. It runs from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. And you're just brainstorming. This is not a contract. You're not marrying it. Not a contract, not a covenant. You're just brainstorming. And then you have your break it down page to break down your goals, and then your tending list for the month. Okay. And that's January. And then it repeats in February and March. At the end of March, at the end of the quarter, you do the whole thing over again. So for 90 days, you're working on your goals. If something didn't work, you need to make an adjustment. Here we are, just a minute in, or minute out rather. You can refresh. If it wasn't working, you pivot. So you can refresh it. You can plan for the next season. Do it all over again. Okay. And then you can reset your routines. It has a notes page right here. Another weekly rhythms. Okay. Brainstorm it, evaluate it, and then you have your next quarter. And that is Powersheets, and everything just went live should have just gone live. I'm going to check my website here. Check the website on my end. Oh, almost. Almost. Okay. It's 9 a.m. where I'm at, which means that it should be going live very shortly. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. And it's live. It is live, you all. It is live. So you're going to go to the link that's pinned, and you're going to go to 2025 collection, and you will see everything. And they do have some really great bundles. You can get a Powersheets. Powersheet. I'm glad I did it. I almost didn't, but I'm glad I did. So I'm glad you guys joined. I'll only be on for another couple minutes, but I just kind of want to talk through some of this. You can do a planner duo bundle where you can pick a Powersheets and a planner. So it looks something like this, either Powersheets and season by season or Powersheets and fresh start. You can do a fresh start bundle for the entire year, which is really lovely. The I Want It All bundle, that gives you one of everything. And that includes, they have a sticker book for each one of the CLEs. Each one of those categories, they have a sticker book. So finance, community, personal growth, family, health and wellness, home and spaces, and then work and learning. They have a really lovely tumbler this year, which is so cute. They have 2 new sets of tending tape. They have the Cultivated Life evaluation guide, like I showed you. They have a dry erase or wet erase. Is it wet erase? It's called the Snap-in Productivity Board, and it's either dry erase or wet erase. So you can erase it at the end of every day. They have a Snap-in, what is that? I think it's like a Snap-in, give me a second. Oh, a Snap-in paper pack to-do list. So it snaps in like this does, but it's only about this wide. And it's beautiful little paper that you can do a to-do list. That's really cool. And then they have 3 different pouches, a carry-all that is a balloons pattern, but instead of the green leaves, it has like these really pretty teal leaves. And then they have a lilac blooms pouch, accessory pouch, and then an aloe pencil pouch. Anyway, the collection is gorgeous. Check out the link in the chat. You can use my coupon code. You should be able to get 10% off your entire order. And they have 75%, scratch that. They have free shipping over $75, $75 and over for domestic orders. Okay. I think that's it. I want to make sure that there are no other questions. I need to decide whether or not I'm getting stickers. Let me show you why. You are so welcome, Mandy. Let me show you why I'm vacillating on the stickers. Not because I don't want them. Not because I don't want them. But I still have plenty of stickers left over from last year. These, you can get all of these too. This is the planner sticker book, the Growing Good Things sticker book. I think they have another one. And then the goal setting sticker book. This would go with your Powersheets. This would go with your planner. And I had this binder from something else. This is, I think, like Office Max or something like that. And it's got all these little page protectors with stickers from other books. Does Alyssa need more stickers? No, she doesn't. Is she going to get some? Highly plausible. Highly plausible. Because they're different stickers. It's not like I'm buying the same ones. They're different. So that's where I might spend a little bit more money. I'm going to check my bank account, see what's there. See what's up. Anyway, if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to let me know. I'll be happy to help. In our Monday morning show yesterday, we talked about doing a space where we can talk about like health goals and whatnot. I think I'm going to make a whole Live Well 6 space in the Club 119 collective. And what we're going to do is we're going to connect what we're learning in the Bible with how we're showing up in life with our goals. Still going to work on that. But that would also be a place, if you want, where we can talk about planners and Powersheets and that kind of thing. Actually, scratch that. There is already a space in there that I haven't built out called Live Well Planned. Never mind. That's already there. I just have to build it out. Anyway. All right, Hannah, have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. You're so welcome. And yeah, we'll see you guys next Monday. Again, let me know if you have any questions. Have fun. If you do choose to shop Cultivate, I hope you get some lovely things, some lovely, useful things. And I will keep you all updated as to how I'm setting mine up and so forth and how I'm using my tools. So have a wonderful Tuesday. And I will talk to you all later. And I'm going to maybe put some things in a shopping cart. We will see. Have a great day, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.